there are three kinds of distractions. It starts with the mind. And by nature, the mind isn't a very attentive place. There are a lot of thoughts racing about, and it's easy to get sidetracked and lost chasing all of those thoughts. And then when we're trying to achieve something, we have a set of tools. And that's the second source of distractions. For example, we have a task, and we have the details in an email. So we open up the email program, and sure enough, we'll find that email there. But there's also a ton of other emails. And it's easy to get sidetracked by reading and replying to all of those other emails. And most tools work that way. There's a separate one for each type of content. And whenever we open up that particular tool, we're exposed to these different kinds of or irrelevant details to the task at hand. So the tools can create these hurdles to our attention. And then the third kind of distractions comes from the outside world. So here we have the classic attention hijackers, social media. But here are also other people, friends and coworkers and family who might be physically present where we are or just send us messages. And usually when we seek out to solve the problem of distractions, we create these barriers here to block things out, to block out the external world. We're imposing control over the type of distraction that we really have the least control over. So the problem is that there are always new kinds of distractions. There's always something else, and it's a kind of a never-ending battle. And another problem with this is that we haven't still done anything to the mind. It's still racing about, chasing all of those thoughts. So a better approach is to train the mind, to start with the very first layer here, to train the mind and its ability to shift the attention from one thing to another. And one of the best ways to do this is by practicing meditation. And there are many schools of thought and even apps to help you with this. But they all have this concept of focus in common. So you're placing your focus on your breath or on a visual image or a sensation in your body. And it doesn't matter if thoughts arise, you can just notice them and let them go. So you're not trying to block those thoughts from coming, but you're still aware of the object of focus, and you come back to it. And that actually helps with the external distractions as well, because they're just thoughts imposed by the outside world to you. So if you can bring this meditative quality to everyday life, then you can really resist the distractions from the outside world. Practicing meditation and the session, it can easily remain as a kind of separate thing in your day. So what we've done with time space is that we brought some of that meditative quality to everyday activities. And the idea is that you consciously place your focus on whatever it is you're doing, and that way that'll clear your mind, clear your attention, and you can remain focused on it better. And over time, when you do this over and over, the mind gets stronger, and it gets stronger in resisting those distractions. Building around that, we've also created some nice productivity tools in there that actually bring all of the different types of content attached to your focus, attach your focused activity. And that means that you won't get sidetracked while looking for that when you resume an activity that you've been doing before, for example. And finally, you can share your focus with others. So that means that they won't need to interrupt you to get simple things, because all of the content is attached to the focused activities. You're sharing them with others. They can just find the content there and won't need to interrupt you just to get simple things like what's the status on something, or where'd you put that file or email. But what's even more interesting from a biohacking perspective is that when you're actively focusing on things, you're quantifying your attention. So you're measuring your time doing something in your mind. And when you combine that with the measures from your body, from all of these things, that's when you can really get some of those life-changing insights, because you can see the aspects of your life that are causing you to be more active physically, for example, and the other aspects that make you more passive. Also, with the right measurements, you can combine your mental focus with information about stress levels and things like that. So, for example, here in the middle, you can see what you've been focusing on in the outer rim, and in the very outer circle, you can see the measurement from your body. So here, for example, you can see that most of my daily activity comes from the commute, which maybe isn't that surprising. And here on the left, you can see the usual interface from which to switch between different activities during the day. And these can all be defined by you as you see best to suit your life. Okay, so that's pretty much it. We have a nice demo of this at our stand, so please come and check it out. And the app's available for free to try on Google Play and the App Store, so please download it and start focusing on what's important to you. Thank you.